What up, guys? Today I wanted to check out Exia's favorite item story. Now, I said I didn't want to do filler episodes because I had a longer break, but I figured it would be a good idea for me to do some filler episodes, and then I'll just stream today and tomorrow and finish the Surfix. I want to do a guide on that. And then we already got some reveals for the next event, like the actual limited winter ones, and they're gonna be the other members of the ACX, so, you know. Ultima Beam! Oh yeah! 8th dragon down. Nothing can withstand my Ultima Beam. Killing dragons is a breeze with this. Exia whirls around in her chair while joyfully lifting up the gaming console. Now it's time to see if there's any truth to the rumors. Wards are that if you gather all the companions and kill all 8 legendary dragons, a hidden boss dragon will appear. Before I do that though, I better get some stretching in. As Exia stretches, her gaze never strays from the console's diminutive screen. The GameKid evolution suddenly crashes. What the? I know I've got enough power. Exia presses the power button several times, but elicits no response from the console. This is an emergency. My console is broken. Exia sends me a message frantically telling me to head to her room right away. Alright, I'm here. What's the prop? Inside the room, there's no one. Only a dizzying array of buzzing machines. Exia? Exia! Noob. A weakened voice comes from the other side of the table. Exia, where are you? Game cartridges are littered on the surface of the table. A tattered poster is stuck to the wall. Back in those days, everything revolved around this little console. We'd gear up as warriors, slay monsters, and start off on new adventures. Next thing you know, we're inseparable companions. GameKid Evolution is about to run again. This is... I'm over here, noob. A large quilt bulges out from under the table. I lift up a corner of the quilt to reveal a forlorn Exia curled up underneath. What are you doing? Noob. My gaming console. It's broken! Exia sobs and hands her handheld console over to me. It's a GameKid Evolution, the same one shown in the poster on the wall. I attempt to turn it on several times, but the device is unresponsive. Is this why you're so miserable? Yeah. Can it not be fixed? I've contacted all the repair shops I know, and they say it'll be tricky to fix, since it's an outdated model. So I presume it's equally tough to find a new one for the same reason? Yeah, they stopped manufacturing these long ago. Why not buy a different model? I could never do that! GameKid Evolution is the only console that can run Final Quest VI. The one and only. That's not true, I've seen it available on other platforms. Why can't you play it on another console? You're right. It is supported on numerous platforms, because Final Quest is the creme de la creme. However, there's something you're not taking into account. What's that? All my game saves are stored in this console. They represent all my blood, sweat, and tears. If this console never runs again, all my saves are toast. So that means not just Final Quest VI, but Dragon Dungeon and Iron Punch? It'd be sayonara to all my save data. So it has to be this console. Exia fixates on the console and whispers almost to herself. I can't live without it. Exia covers herself with a quilt and sits back on the floor. So this has to be fixed. Yes, but do you have any ideas how to do that? We just need to find a place that can fix it. Which should be... Boom! I've got it! Then there's no time to waste. This takes precedent above all else, noob. Take me to this magical place. Alright. Let's go to the Missilus Laboratory. Missilus Laboratory? Missilus Laboratory. Mr. Commander and Miss Exia, what can I help you with? We were wondering if you could repair this handheld. A handheld? Exia hands the Game Kid Evolution to Oleg. Oh wow! Wow! Don't tell me. Is this the Game Kid Evolution? I never thought I'd seen one of these with my own eyes. What an honor this is. I know they stopped manufacturing them a while back, but are they really that rare? Extremely, so I'm not surprised by your reaction. The Game Kid Evolution is every gamer's dream console. That's right. This thing is the stuff of legends. Back in those days, everything revolved around this little console. We'd gear up as warriors, slay monsters, and start off on new adventures. Next thing you know, we're inseparable companions. Doesn't that sound awesome? Just hearing those slogans really gets you energized, doesn't it? Those are all catchphrases written on the promotional poster for the console. Final Quest, Dragon's Dungeon, and Iron Punch? It's a veritable feast of masterpieces, the golden age of classic gaming. After the release of Boom, the game industry underwent a seismic shift. And it was all led by the legendary slogan from the Game Kid Evolution. Anyone who's into classic gaming knows them by heart. I must ask, however, is this a genuine handheld? The rules for true gamers are ironclad. No pirated products are to be accepted. I have stuck fast to them all these years and still do. Where did you get this anyways? Not the dark net, I hope? Well, I presume you have plenty of cartridges as well. What do you have? Do you have Boom by any chance? I bet you do. You do, don't you? Noob, help me out here. Exia eyeballs Oleg warily as she peppers her with rapid-fire questions. Oleg, calm down. Sorry, it's just that I'm so excited. My apologies, Exia. So, what exactly seems to be the problem? I can't turn the console on. Can you fix it? Ah yes, you wanted to fix the console. Just a second. Well... Okay, I'm done checking it. Well? The battery is completely shot. As well as many other small parts. That's why it won't work. Really? You said you were playing it just a while ago. Considering the state of this thing, that's a small miracle. It was fine yesterday. That's a testament to this console's quality. It's quite well made. How long have you been playing it? A long time. Okay, since before I became a Nikke. That is a long time ago. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, that's why it means so much to me. I see. Don't worry, Miss Exia. I'll fix this console for you if it's the last thing I do. Really? Sure, Trony is fond of collecting parts in her spare time. She should be able to help. Thanks, Oleg. Thank you. Think nothing of it. After all, the last thing I want to see is a Game Kid Evolution bite the dust. I'll see what I can do. It shouldn't take long. Allow me to introduce Trony. She's the one who's gonna fix the console for us. Let me see that. After a quick check, Trony scuttles off to the corner of the laboratory. Heh, it should be just a minute while she works her magic. Do you have all the parts you need, Trony? The only response from Trony is a series of clicking sounds coming from the laboratory. Don't worry, Exia, your console is in safe hands. Oleg and Trony are experts. Alright. You mentioned that you've been using this since before you were a Nikke. Yeah. When I decided to become a Nikke, I threw away all my possessions. Save it for this handheld and the game cartridges. I see. Do you think it's weird that the only thing I kept was this console? I'm more curious as to why you were so intent on throwing away your other belongings. You dodged my question. Fine, I shouldn't hide it from you. Before I was a Nikke, people always wrote me off as a good-for-nothing, a loser who was addicted to video games. Socializing was exhausting for me. So, I kept canceling plans I've made, until one day I looked around, and saw that I was all alone. That's when someone came to me with an offer. What kind of offer? They asked if I wanted to be a Nikke to facilitate NX work. Most people would have ignored such a request, but not me. I thought to myself, no one will miss me if I become a Nikke. Becoming a Nikke had to be better than the life I was living. None of my memories were positive ones, so if I were to abandon this life, who cares? That's why I threw away all my belongings. An oppressive silence falls over the both of us. All done! Oh, sorry, did I interrupt something? No. I was just about to jump up and down with excitement. Anyway, here you are. Exia takes the handheld from a leg. She pushes the power button, and the screen lights up. Hooray! Hehe, I'm glad to see it working again. You and me both. Also, yes? If you want, we could swap out the LCD screen and buttons for new ones. We've got plenty lying around. Thanks, but I've gotten used to the old ones. I prefer them this way. Thank you for the offer, though. No worries, I understand how old keys can feel better. Thank you both. No problem. Come see us again if you need anything. I really appreciate it. That was in record time! On the way back to the dorm, a question pops into my head. Exia, can I ask you a question? One should receive rewards after clearing a stage. What is it? Why is the handheld the only thing you kept? I just told you. It meant a lot to me, so I wanted to keep it. You say it means a lot to you. But then, that doesn't gel with what you said earlier. Noob, let's sit down. Hmm? Exia walks over to a nearby bench, pulling my sleeves. Have a seat. I can tell there's something you want to ask me. Exia sits down on the bench and pats the space beside her. Alright. I sit down next to Exia, who is gently caressing the game kid. You want to know why this console was the only thing I kept, right? And that doesn't make sense to you, because I said I had no positive memories at all. So why would I keep this? Is that what's throwing you for a loop? Yeah? I just forgot to throw it away with the rest of my things, that's all. Alright. I know you won't buy that for a sec. It's actually quite a boring story. Are you sure you want to hear it? Of course! Before I was a Nikke, the thing that bothered me the most was how no one can understand what I said. That's why you found socializing so tiring? Exactly, but it wasn't always like that. Before I got sick of it, I longed for affection. Affection? Someone who could understand me, without having to say a word. I know that it sounds silly, but I spent a lot of time and effort seeking just that. As you can see, however, I clearly failed. I grew sick of socializing, and when it was all said and done, I ended up alone. I embraced the bad ending. Why were you so intent on affection? Because I knew games were my only option for obtaining it, since I knew my entire world was confined to the pixels on the screen. My best way of finding affection was in here. I thought I could do that by practicing and working hard to make friends with the NPCs, but it was useless. Exia shakes the console with a smile. I didn't get what I wanted, and ended up all alone yet again. This handheld and the saved files in it are all that I have. I was never happy as a human, but without those saved files, my entire life would have been meaningless, so I couldn't bear to throw it away. I told you that. It wasn't an interesting story. The console works again, right? Yes? Why? Let's hurry back to the dorm. Let me have a look. To turn it on, first you have to... Noob? Are you playing Final Quest 6? Is this how you insert the cartridge? Yes. After I pop in the cartridge, the familiar soundtrack begins to play. Every time I hear that song, it gets my blood pumping. Noob? Let's play it to remember this moment. It's been a while since we've played a game together. Alright, we just played together a few days ago. I push on the aged keys, which have become loosened with time, in an attempt to locate the game saves. Do each of these save files represent a different ending? Sort of. Can you tell me about them? Huh? I want to play the game too. What's all this about? I'm curious about these saved files, that's all. If I want to know about them, wouldn't it make sense for me to play them? Why do you want to know about them? I just want to show you that the time before you were Nikke doesn't necessarily mean anything. So tell me, how do I go about playing these save files? Do you know how the branching story pathways work in this game? I heard that choosing different characters as your companions affects it. That's right. One of the many reasons Final Quest 6 is heralded as a masterpiece is that choosing different NPCs to be your companion can lead to different endings. The first save file is about a sensitive magician. His Ultima Beam attack can blast through bosses like they're nothing. He'd be a great choice for a beginner like you. A word of forewarning though. The magician can be quite sensitive, so you have to exercise caution when choosing the dialogue options. If you choose the wrong one, he'll straight up leave your team. And that would be quite embarrassing. Back in the day, I accidentally caused him to abandon my party several times. Exia starts to operate the keys on the console. The game starts and Exia shows me how to play. I start with a save file in the first slot. Here we have the Taciturn Thief. With him, you can steal a potent item to defeat the exclusive boss on this route. The tricky thing is that the thief will leave the team if you do something that goes against his beliefs. To maintain an optimal relationship with him, you have to work as hard as you do with the magician. Following these, there are further slots, all of which I clear following Exia's old gameplay route. Finally, we arrive to the last save file. Alright noob, you reached the last stage. All you gotta do is gather all your companions and defeat the final boss, and you're done. There is a hidden companion monster who only appears on this route. There's a substantial language barrier though, which makes it difficult to become companions with it. However, as you defeat more enemies during your adventure together, you two will become close before you know it. I start the final stage with Exia's advice in mind, and devote my full attention to the game. Game over. Bad ending. The words bad ending flash on the screen following the extermination of my entire party. This is tough. I didn't expect all my companions to abandon me at the last moment. If you want to reach the true ending, you've got to upgrade your affection levels with your companions to the point where you understand each other without saying a word. Otherwise, they'll leave the team halfway through the adventure, thus giving you the bad ending. Even with you giving me all this great advice, I keep making mistakes. I didn't expect you to clear the final stage on your first try. Even a veteran like me got countless bad endings before I finally figured it out. The secret to obtaining the true ending is to know your companions well, by upgrading your affection levels. A gamer should never be disappointed by bad endings. It's just one step along the journey to reaching the true ending. I see. Alright, I'll try again. With Exia's advice in mind, I tackled the final stage a few more times. after what seems like countless bad endings. True ending! When I finally watched the true ending, the day had already dawned. It's over. You've defeated the legendary boss dragon that appears after all 8 dragons. The big boss dragon. This is truly the best game, but I'm exhausted. A lack of stamina is the Achilles heel of most gamers. Pardon my weakness. It's okay, I understand. I'm gonna lie down for a while. I was out like a light as soon as I lay on the floor. Must be all that non-stop gaming.
初心者さん、
Yes?
ゲームどうでしたか?
I had a great time, thanks to you. When I finally got the good ending for the first time, it turns out all my companions had died. So I ended up with a bad ending where I am left all by myself. After playing through it so many times, getting a good ending hits me even harder.
バッドエンドがトゥルーエンドになるように試行錯誤する過程もゲームの魅力の一つですから。
That's right, a bad ending is part and parcel of getting a good one. In a way, it's not really such a bad ending after all.
はい。
Even if things don't quite pan out, as long as you've tried your best, it's just one step further in the journey towards your ultimate destination. Even if you get bad endings loads of times, the lessons learned from those setbacks will keep you going. Just keep at it, and eventually you'll get that good ending you've been aiming for.
初心者さん。
All the effort you put into finding that special connection. Well, it's all right here in these game saves. That's why they hold a lot of meaning. Players aren't always disappointed when they get a bad ending, right? Exia stares at the game console silently. Just as I start to drift off, she breaks the silence.
あの頃、この小さなゲーム機の中にすべての世界がありました。勇者になってモンスターを倒し、また新たな冒険に旅立ち、こうして我々はいつしか仲間になっていました。初心者さん、私たちは仲間ですか?
Of course.
ゲーム機残しておいて正解でしたね。
As my eyelids grow heavy, I see the faint outline of Exia getting engrossed in the game once again. And I think that's it. Yeah? Aha! Okay. Here, let me check out the lobby background and see how that is. Okay, that was pretty nice. Funny enough, I was seeing a leg in that, and I just came across. I really wanted a leg favorite item, I think, man. I know we just got, like, the winter version of a leg, but, like, dude, she low-key got grieved, man.
ゲーム機
Oh, I didn't realize there was, like, animation. Oh, this looks cool.
したね。
Oh, that looks good.
ゲーム機
Wow, that's actually fire. Did Bae have that? I think she did. She had, like, a thingy. Anyways, what was I saying? Another leg. Dude, they griefed a leg for the summer, man. Come on, we need a leg romance. The gap for the gamer is so good. Shift Up's denying me what I deserve. Anyways, let me see how far I can get this. I like trying to get this. Oh, okay, I can. Nice. I think she was one of the first ones, right? Let me quickly level this. Okay, sweet, yeah. So in case you guys want me to do a showcase on Exia, then at least I have this finished. I said that at the end of Bae's, and like I didn't even realize I didn't even have enough of the favorite item currency thingy to actually do a showcase on her. Granted, I feel like the ones I would want to do a showcase for are probably like Exia, Miranda. Who else? Obviously, I did one on Tove, but people like that where I could actually get use rather than, I mean, if I would do a one on Bae, it would just be like, yeah, I don't like this and she kind of sucks. At least she's good on PvP though. That's exactly how that video would go. So maybe that wouldn't be the best idea. However, for Exia, I think wouldn't be the worst. I do believe there is some use in Exia. I think she's not the worst. Miranda though is actually a interesting unit to use, so maybe I'll try to get her next. I think I need one more so that I can start her favorite item, but anyways, yeah, I think that is it for me. By the time this goes up, I should be getting ready to stream, and then tomorrow should be Sunday, and I'll also stream then. Hopefully I get the surface fully finished. I want to make a showcase on that, hopefully before like all the winter limited stuff comes out, but I'm not sure. That might drop like relatively soon, and I might be busy with that. But anyways, I think that is it from me. Let me know what you guys think about Exia's favorite item story, and I'll catch you guys later.